poppin', everybody? Welcome to Hold Your Sports Bras podcast. I'm Tay, and I'm excited to announce that today we actually have some great news. I'm just going to segue into Brown right now, and she's going to tell you.
Hey guys, what's up? Great to be back. So I am actually now a co-host with Tay. So we are thrilled about that. Looking forward to bringing you some good content.
Let's go.
Love that.
All right, so let's hop into it. Today's topic is it okay to be friends with your exes? There's different aspects of this. So, like, is it okay to be friends with your exes?
Yeah.
But then, like, is it okay to be friends with your exes while you're in a relationship? So I think it's going to be a really cool topic to hop into. And I'm excited that we have different perspectives and to kind of chat about that.
Absolutely.
And see if I can sway you a different way. We'll see.
We'll see. It's a big task.
Yeah, that is a big task, but we'll see.
So first thing we're going to talk about is navigating lesbian ex stereotypes and that type of friend group there. So do you think, in your opinion, that it's more normally because you're all friends already, then you start dating within the pool? Once you break up, it's hard to break that off because you're still seeing them in other areas with their friends.
Yeah. I mean, that is interesting because I've actually never been in like those friend group settings in a sense where like the traditional everybody dates each other and now they're all friends later. And then like as an outsider coming in, you date and you're actually like, wait, this whole group has dated each other.
It's tough because you become friends with those people and then you say, oh, they're my friends. Right. And then if something goes sideways, you know, your ex is like, they're not your friends. They're my friends. Why would you still hang out with them?
Right. But like,
so it's tough.
But then also they all have a history together too. Right. Like sexually. So it's like,
yes, absolutely. Yes. That one's also a tough one.
So it gets a little murky. Yeah, it gets a little murky. But no, I've never really been in that kind of situation, but I know about the lesbian ex stereotype. I mean, for example, right, like this ex that I was friends with ended up dating one of my best friends and then ended up coming to my wedding because my best friend was in the wedding. Okay. So then it was like a situation like that. But I had never been a part of that previously before. I felt like I did a pretty good job of, you know, staying out of that.
Fantastic. I love that for you. It makes things easy.
Yeah. What about you? Have you done a good job staying out of that?
Yeah, I have actually. Okay. Believe it or not, I'm not with the drama. Like if there's any hint of it, I'm not interested in it whatsoever. And I just don't need to hang out with that person or that group. Okay. Thankfully, I haven't had to actually go through that or navigate that. So that I am very thankful for.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know you're not really into the thought process of being friends with ex and stuff like that, but taking yourself out of being in that, what would you think as far as like why those friendships can work, especially with women?
With women, it's difficult. I would say the only reason I think it would work is because of the fact that you have that emotional bond and it's hard to completely get rid of that. Yeah. Right. Especially if you're in an area where you see them or, you know, you have friends that are friends with them. I would say that that emotional capacity is still there in some form. And to some extent, it could be a pro and a con, right? I think that a pro is that, you know, you have somebody who genuinely cares for you, even after whatever bad issues happen in the past. And then a con is, you know, going forward and going into other relationships that can be messy.
However, do you think that changes based on the length of time? Because obviously that emotional connection from, you know, a year ago of being in a relationship versus like 10 years ago to being in a relationship. You know what I mean?
I think time has a lot to do with it. Okay. I think a year is still probably a little
too
soon.
Fresh.
It's still pretty fresh.
The wound is still healing.
Yeah, 100%. I would say maybe in between 4 to 6 years.
Okay.
If anything.
It's very specific. Have you thought about this before?
No, I think that's enough time because a year's still too fresh. I feel like 2 years is still pretty fresh.
Yeah.
So that's just my thought process on it.
Definitely depends on the person and how deep the relationship was. If both of them were actually in it fully emotionally, or if it was more so like something to do, like you never truly know where that's at. So I think there's a lot of different components to that as well.
That's fair.
So, I mean, based on timing, you said, you know, 4 to 6 years. I said, I didn't really give a time. But let's say 2 or more years, right? Right. Now, during that time process, like, should they be no contact at all? Like, should there be periods of no contact? Or should there be more so like, it's okay to be friends the whole time? Like, do you think in order to get over someone, you need a period of no contact?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, just personally, I think that you need a very long period of contact. If not, I would say at least 6 months. Okay. And that might seem very long, but honestly, if you're trying to heal and trying to move on from a portion of that big portion of your life, it makes sense because your mind is wired to talk to them every day. So you have to kind of rewire it and kind of stop cold turkey. It's just like nicotine, in my opinion.
Yeah. But I mean, also, like let's take it in perspective. Like if they've watched the last video, they know about your whole cheating situation like a year and a half ago, right? That you were cheated on. So that relationship in that perspective would be a lot different than like something you might have had in high school too, right? Right. So are you thinking like think back? I know it's far away. Yeah. Think back. I'm just far away from you too. Okay, think back. Basically, like in high school, right? If you had that time frame, and do you think you needed 6 months? Or do you think you would have been cool after like a month or two?
That's a really good question. I would say in high school it's completely different. To be fair.
Really? But in high school, we have so many like emotions and stuff.
I know. But I went to a private Christian high school. So
Gone wild.
You would think, but no, it was very strict on a lot of different things.
Really? But okay.
High school was so different. I was so different in high school, me personally. I think that something that far from your past is different, depending on the time frame. I would say maybe somebody from high school would be fine. Okay. For instance, I have friends who I dated in high school, and I'm friends with them on Instagram and Snapchat. And
so you are friends with exes. You are lying.
I would use the term friends very loosely. We're friends on like Facebook.
But if you
and
saw
Instagram,
them in public, you'd say hi.
I would say hi.
Okay,
yes.
so you're friends.
But dating is used so loosely in that time frame.
Okay,
like
my ex that I'm friends with is technically from high school too. So
but
friends.
It wasn't long. You know, it was like maybe a month, and it was dating. Okay. Right? So it wasn't like dating. It was just maybe we went on, we hung out once. Called that dating. Right? Okay. From 9th to, I would say, maybe 11th grade.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand. A little different. It's a little different.
I understand that.
Thank you.
Whatever.
So going from the time frame and maybe something that's in your past, what do you think boundaries look like going forward if you are friends with an ex and either you're dating them, you're serious with them, or potentially married?
Like a new person.
A new person.
Okay, so you're in a relationship. Yeah. And you're friends with an ex.
Yes.
Okay. Well, they should have an idea, especially if you moved on to marriage and everything like that. So they should definitely have an idea that you have an ex as a friend. I mean, I think boundaries look like just being respectful in general. Right. And I think it starts with what you think may be okay isn't necessarily okay with your partner. So checking in with your partner and talking with your partner first and foremost. So telling your partner, yes, this person, technically we have a past. Was it a long time ago? Yes. Do I feel anything? Absolutely not. I am with you 1000%. I'm not. Right. This isn't something that I'm interested in rekilling, anything like that. I would even like you to meet her and things like that because we're just friends. Like there's nothing there. And having your partner kind of evaluate and be able to put boundaries there and then being respectful of what your partner has said as well. I think those are the big things. So like boundaries look different for everyone. Obviously, I'm not going to text this person every day. I'm probably not going to like hang out with this person one-on-one for extended periods of time. I'm not going to go on trips with this person alone. Like, that's a big one. That's a big one. Like, no. Probably like hang out in mostly group settings. Big events like anniversaries with my partner, like if we throw a party or something like that, might not invite, like things like that. Wedding gets murky. It just depends on how close you are with that ex and what that friendship has become. Yeah. As I said, like my best friend was dating my ex at the time, so it was like, there's not really anything I can do about that one. But like if it comes from, it's just like, it's really just what you guys decide as a couple, and what works for y'all might not work for the next couple, and that's perfectly fine. But it's mainly just making sure that y'all have things set and y'all move accordingly with that.
I think that the foundation you have to have in order to have those open discussions and to actually go forward with that, you have to be airtight. Yeah, because any little doubt or insecurity can come in between that, and it can be rough. Yep.
Oh, main thing. I know, like, I was looking into it and I was talking to a lot of people, and they were like, the main thing they said was, do you feel comfortable showing your partner every single conversation you have had with your ex? And like text messages, voice memos, like anything like that, DMs, like, do you feel comfortable showing everything? Right. If you don't, you're a snake. Like something's wrong.
Something's wrong there.
Something's wrong, and you need to reevaluate that and figure out if you want to be with your partner now or if you want to be with your ex. Because like if this is just a friend, and there's nothing there, there's no flirting, there's absolutely no feelings at all, then it should be pretty amicable, and it's like showing text messages from just your regular friend.
Yeah, you should feel comfortable talking to them in front of them too.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So that's a big one too. Yeah. That's what people keep saying.
So I know you talked about, you're not texting this person daily.
Right.
But what does it look like, in your opinion, when being friends with an ex becomes disrespectful?
I think, like I said, it's based on what it looks like with like your current partner and what you guys decided, because, you know, some surface level things might be a little bit more upsetting to your partner, but some deeper things that I would say is like late night conversations, like that's a no for me. Being the first call, so like why is your partner not the first call, and like you're calling your ex to tell them about something. Emotional dependency, so if you can't go like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks without talking to this person, like
there's a problem.
Yeah, I don't think it's okay to basically be like best friends. I think friendship or loose friend is cool. I think at that point I don't know. I think because there's already like some history and things like that me personally, I don't think it's okay to be like super deep anymore.
Yeah.
I think surface level is perfectly fine, and maybe having like some conversations here and there that may get deep here and there. But as far as like being best friends or dependent on each other and anything like that, I don't think that's okay. But that's my own personal, because some people may feel differently about that, and that's perfectly fine.
Right. No, I agree with you. I think that if it comes to a point where you're feeling like you have that emotional tie at all with an ex, that becomes murky, just because you've had that in the past. And if you've never really severed it, it can come back pretty quickly.
Yeah.
With women in general, because we're so emotionally charged.
Yeah. And I mean, even talking on that, like I can't even speak on like the men part. Maybe they do feel, you know, get emotional and things like that too.
Right.
So, I mean, we're very loosely saying women in general, because I can't tell you exactly how a man would be in a situation.
I can't either. I have no idea. So
and this is a podcast about masculine and lesbians. So it's all women based. So just throwing that out there too. Another big one is venting about your current relationship.
Big no.
Big no.
Big no.
Big no. Big no. Because now I feel like you open the door of being like, I'm having issues with my current. Am I thinking about going back to the past? Am I thinking about going with this person because it's going good now? And I'm venting about the relationship that I'm in. I just feel like that's very murky as well. We're getting
mixed signals.
We're getting
quickly.
in murky waters here.
And then if your partner, you know, checks your phone, says, oh, you didn't like that I did that. You know, you didn't tell me.
Right.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to die on that hill.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I know we've jumped into the fact that like with your current relationship and then navigating a friendship with like an ex or something like that in particular is very sensitive, and that you have to be able to be in good terms with your current relationship and making sure that you respect them and that they help you with boundaries and things like that.
Right.
So in that sense, obviously your partner gets a say, but at what point do you kind of push back, if there is any pushback, or do you just allow the fact that this is on me, this was a friendship that I developed with an ex, and like, do I just kind of take what my partner says now and kind of just take it all, or is there any pushback at all? What do you think?
I think that there probably might be a little bit of pushback, but that's healthy. I think that you need to have that pushback in order to set those boundaries, because you might not be thinking about little things that mean something to your partner. I would, in my opinion, I personally would maybe just do extremely surface level, like on social media. I told you people in high school dated loosely, right? If they send me a message on Instagram, which they have, and they'll comment and be like, oh, you know, really cool. I'll comment back and say, hey, how are you and your wife and your kid?
Oh, wow. That got really deep. Right. It's not it. Okay. I used to respond by be like, thanks. And you said, oh, wow. Yeah. So how's your life going, dog?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be nice, right? You have to act like you're interested at some point.
Do you? You just said loosely who I am friends. As a person. Okay.
But you can just ask, you know, how's the family?
I'm just saying, it sounded kind of contradictory.
How's the family?
That's all I'm saying.
Family's good. Thanks.
That's kind of deep.
And then you end it quick.
Not if they start going into how little Billy's doing.
Well, you know, usually I don't really message back.
Yeah. Oh my God. How are you going to pretend to be the good person? And then
hey, at least you reached out though, right? At least you did your part. And they feel like you took a second to see how they're doing.
Dude, what?
I would say you have to be, again, we touched on this already, but you have to be very, very secure in your relationship.
Right.
I think there's a difference between your partner being controlling and setting boundaries. I think that's a really big one. And if you're not secure in yourself and you have insecurities you're still battling with, and that could be from past relationships, it's going to seep through very quickly. There's a big difference, though, between, in my opinion, between boundaries and controlling.
Okay. And do you think that, like, I don't know, like, is it actually possible for a human to not have any type of insecurities? Like, I feel like any type of relationship you get into, somebody, or well, mostly both, have some sort of insecurity in different things.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a hard one to navigate, because most times you do have an insecurity in some shape or form. I have insecurities. My wife has different insecurities. You know what I mean? And they're different than each other.
Right.
But at the same time, like, so the way we react on different things is going to come from a place of, like, sometimes insecurity. And I feel like that's pretty normal as well.
It's navigating it. I think that's a big thing, is just communicating it.
Yeah.
If your partner notices it, or if you notice it, it's just the first thing of, hey, I noticed this. This is what's happening. Do you think it's seeping into my friendship here and why you're acting that way?
Right.
But obviously everybody's human. Everyone has insecurities.
Right.
So I agree.
Yeah. But then tiptoeing on that, right? Yeah. Like, so if they have an insecurity in that sense, when it comes to a friend with an ex, do you then add to that secure part by cutting off that friendship, or cutting off different aspects of that? Or do you say, let's work through this insecurity and continue to be friends and things like that? Like, what does that look like, right? Because you've got an insecurity. So now, like, where do you move with that?
That's a tough one.
Yeah. That,
I don't even
know.
have...
I'm not a therapist. I don't know. That was like a deep question.
That was a deep question.
I don't know why I did that.
I've never navigated that. So I don't know how somebody would. If somebody wants to reach out and comment, tell us how they've navigated it. That'd be great.
Please comment that.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Tell us.
I'm just like asking the world right now, because I can't answer that.
So I think some questions you have to ask yourself too in this situation is, for instance, would you be friends with this person if you had never dated them?
Ooh, that's a good one, because you have to have some type of, like, connection to this person, and you had to be friends beforehand, and not just being like a lustful, like, I love saying this because I'm watching Love Island right now, but like a lustful Love Island type of situation. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be like, I started off friends with this person, we then developed a deep emotional connection because it turned into a relationship, and then it went back to just a friendship because we noticed we were actually terrible together. You know what I mean? So that makes a lot of sense. And I think that is a good question to ask yourself when you're thinking, well, not thinking, but it's a good question to ask yourself when it comes to being friends with exes and things like that.
It reminds me of the song Somber. How can we go back to being friends? You know what I'm talking about?
What song is
Somber
this?
song? I don't know who sings. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Who sings
After we
it?
just shared a bed.
What?
How can we go back to being friends?
What, dude?
That's what that reminded me of.
Oh, like SOMBR?
Yeah.
What? Wait, what's the name of the song, though? Because it's just the artist is Somber.
I don't know the name of the song.
Homewrecker?
I don't think it's Homewrecker.
Is it called Homewrecker?
Okay, wait.
Back to Friends?
Yes, that's what it is. Play the chorus of it.
The chorus?
Yeah, this is it.
This?
Yeah, give it a second. Hold on. We're getting there.
Is it loud enough? Yeah. Is it too loud?
You've never heard this?
Nah, dude. But okay. So that's the way you feel?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what popped in my head. There's always a soundtrack playing in here.
Okay. Okay.
You've never heard that? Oh my gosh.
It's just you, man.
Whatever.
It's just you.
Anyway, next.
Ooh. Another question to ask yourself is, would you be okay with your partner having the same exact friendship with their ex? So if you would be okay with it, then all right, bet. We vibing. But if you're sitting here like, no, I would definitely be jealous, then get your together and not be friends with your ex.
It's a big double standard.
Exactly.
To think about it that way.
Exactly.
I think that's how it should be thought about. Like when you get into a new relationship with someone, that should be one of the first things you say.
Right.
That's what I ask.
That's what you ask?
One of the questions, not, on the first date, I'm not like, hey, what do you say with
your
your exes?
Yeah. You got any friends as exes?
But it is something that I bring up pretty early because I want to know, like, what's your relationship with them, the capacity that you have for them versus me and what that would look like.
Because are you curious if you guys break up, if you're going to be friends with this person still afterwards too?
Right.
Like because you don't want to lose a friend.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's a big question to ask, especially if they're on social media. Social media gets in the way of things sometimes, so it's just better to know those things.
That's true.
I think another question to ask yourself is, are you completely over the relationship? There's nothing there.
Yeah, like no sparks, no interest.
Absolutely zero.
Like very much friend.
Yes.
Friend zone.
And not even best friend.
Right.
Because there's a different level to just a friend and a best friend.
Right.
I'd die for my best friend.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Okay. I got a lot of best friends, but got you. Okay, so. Ooh. Okay. So if your ex that you were friends with comes up to you or like has a deep conversation with you and is like, I actually want to get back together, do you feel nothing with that conversation?
Right.
Because that's a big one too.
Yeah.
Because if you feel a little bit of flutter,
anything,
leave.
the slightest.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
That's tough.
Yeah.
It's very disrespectful to your current partner.
Yes.
If you have any type of those feelings.
Yes.
Right off the bat.
Yep.
And I think a lot of times people get into these friendships and they do have that.
Right.
And they don't say it, obviously, because they don't want to cause a fight or an argument. And then it just develops from there.
We're going to do some rapid fire questions. So
Love it.
the answer is just going to be yes, no, or it depends.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm ready.
All right. First question. Can exes attend your wedding?
No.
It depends. Okay. My producer just asked me it depends on what. So I'll hop into it. Like I said, in the lesbian culture, I don't know if this is the same in the gay culture or even straight culture too. I've heard it sometimes. My best friend was dating my ex. So it came to a point where I was like, okay, like, am I not going to allow you to invite your long-term girlfriend to my wedding just because we had a history over 10 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, I talked to my wife, of course. She was my wife at the time, actually, because we eloped and our wedding was a year after. So,
oh my God, I love that.
So I talked to my wife about it, and she was like, they're together. It's their relationship. It was so long ago. Like, I'm okay with it, So we ended up doing it that way, which is why I said it depends, because some people are friends with their exes that ended amicably, was a long time ago. I mean, I've also seen like some relationships where the kids were involved and they came and they were like helping take care of the kids during the wedding. So I've seen stuff like that too. I think it just depends on the people and making sure that there's nothing else there. Like there's no feelings whatsoever.
That makes sense. I can see that.
There are always special cases.
But I'm not changing my answer.
Oh. Okay, moving on.
Okay, another one. Be invited to your birthday event.
It depends.
I see this as a trend. I want to say no, but I'm going to just say it depends.
Yeah.
I'm going to just agree with you, surface level on that.
As I said, in the lesbian culture, everybody's dating each other. So
we're all friends.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, moving on. Can exes meet your new partner?
If you're friends with them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your partner has to.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
That one's a yes.
Yeah. Look. Yes.
One thing we agree on.
Yeah,
perfect.
there we go.
Okay. Can exes be in group chats? In any capacity?
It depends.
Okay. I'm going to agree with you on that one. It does depend.
I say it depends again because of like I said, they date each other and everything like that. And also if it was a long time ago, I mean, I had a wedding group chat that every single guest was in. So
it takes the pressure off of banter between you both as well.
Can exes be best friends?
No.
No.
All right.
Let's go. Another one.
Can exes go on trips together? But can they go alone or can they go with friends?
Alone? Absolutely not.
I agree. Yes.
No. Y'all gonna be sharing beds? No, absolutely not.
With friends?
Depends.
I still want to go towards no, but okay.
It just depends.
We'll talk about it when it gets there. I guess it depends.
Yeah, it just depends. Yeah, and who's all going?
Right.
Is your new relationship going?
Right.
Is your ex dating someone else and that's why they're going? Or are you friends with them?
I think it would depend on where you go because you're not going to go to Paris in a friend group with an ex.
Unless there's like 20 of you.
Unless I'm going, right? Unless we're going together.
What?
Because we're in a relation.
I'm confused.
If you're going in a group and your ex is going to Paris or something of that nature, it's a no. Why would I want you in another country with your ex? That's like romantic and you're going to Paris.
But if there's like 20 of you and like, it also depends if that person
20 is a big number.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if that person is dating someone else, like that's different than if that person's just coming to hang out with you.
Okay, so it depends.
You know what I mean? Like it,
so it depends.
Now we're back to it depends.
Right.
Okay, we're back to it depends. There's so many different aspects to this.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Can you text your ex every day?
Hell no.
Absolutely not. Let's go. Another one. Okay, so I actually did like a poll on Instagram and I got 93 people to interact.
That's incredible.
So I'm literally just going to read these results and read a couple things that some people were saying.
I'm excited for this.
I'm not going to do ats because it was a lot of people, but I'm just going to read a couple things of what people were saying. So
perfect.
As far as the numbers, I had 13 yes, 25 no, and 55 it depends.
Okay.
And if I didn't do my math right, you can get at me in the comments. Okay. So I'm going to read some of these things that people say.
I want to hear the yeses.
I only asked for an explanation if it was it depends.
Okay, that's fair.
So that's helpful. Because if you just say yes, it's a flat out yes. You don't care if it depends. If you say no, it's a flat out no.
You're right.
You don't care if it depends.
I'll give you that.
So as far as it depends, a lot of people were very much like why it ended, having literally no feelings. A lot of people said about why it ended. So making sure you don't end on bad terms. Are there children involved? How it affects your current relationship? If you have both moved on. One person in particular said, my ex and I are still friends because he needed to take a step back due to chaotic home life. So it was very much just a personal reason, can't be in a relationship kind of situation, right? Do they respect boundaries / the new person in your life? That's a big one because you don't want to be friends with an ex that's like, well,
I've been in your life longer.
Yeah, I remember all her favorites. Do you? Like, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Oh, that pisses me off.
That's a lot.
Even thinking about
that's
something
a lot.
like that.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody said no and then decided to answer in the it depends and said in all caps, nothing. It depends on nothing.
Okay. Very strong.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm like 97%.
Oh my God,
with that.
Bro. Somebody said, is your partner okay with it? Is it a group hang or a one-on-one hang? And don't be disrespectful.
Yeah.
One person, actually a lot of people said how long ago it was. So like one person said, obviously if it's like a year ago, no. But then when you get years in or something like that, it's not a huge deal. Ooh, a lot of people actually said, were they living together? Like, did it progress to living together as well?
Yeah.
Because I guess that's another level.
That's a whole different level.
Exactly. A lot of people, I guess this is the culture, were saying, was it a real relationship or was it just like, was it just like,
that one hurts.
Yeah. Was it just like talking? Yeah. Was it just like, okay. Finally, someone said it depends if you had a friendship there in the past. So if you were friends first.
Okay.
If y'all don't flirt anymore, obviously, vibes between the two is a big thing. Boundaries of new partner was a big one, being respectful. And then, of course, like how you left things, how deep the relationship was. And then, obviously, your new partner's comfort. So a lot of people are very much like new partner's comfort, current relationship, making sure there's a lot of respect, boundaries are met, how long ago it was. And yeah.
I think with all of my no's, I'm going to have a lot of people come attack me in the comments. Just take it easy, all right? Take it easy.
A lot of people will say it depends because it does depend.
Yeah.
It depends.
I'll give it to you.
You'll give it
97%. No, 3% it depends.
Dude. All right. One day you're going to end up friends with your ex. One day you're going to have friends with an ex.
I'm not going to tell you about it.
That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say. Just because you don't want to be wrong, that's crazy. That's crazy.
It's the Leo in me.
Oh, whatever.
I can't help it.
Whatever. All right. So in closing, we're going to ask 2 questions to each other, and then we're just going to finish a sentence. So the first one is, being friends with an ex is healthy when?
The communication's completely transparent.
Boundaries are met, and there are no leftover feelings.
Love that.
All right. Being friends with an ex is unhealthy when?
You second guess decisions you make based off of what they would think.
Interesting.
Even as a friend.
Interesting. Okay.
Their opinion shouldn't matter anymore.
True. But don't you ask your friends for their opinions sometimes?
You got me in there, but it's a little different. It's different. It's different.
It depends.
It depends.
It depends.
Being friends with an ex is unhealthy when?
As I said before, if there are feelings there. That's the main thing. I mean, if there's absolutely no feelings, you are literally just friends. That's it. And that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So I think my main takeaway from this entire thing is basically respecting your partner and having boundaries put in place and having open communication with your partner as well, and being able to then decide together what that looks like when it comes to being friends with an ex.
Yeah, I agree. I would say another takeaway is if it's causing you a lot of issues and fights in your current relationship, is it worth it?
Yeah.
I think that's something to look at too.
Yeah. And what you want out of this too.
Yeah.
Like
what's the end goal?
Yeah. Would you prefer to just be with your ex, or would you prefer to be with your current partner?
Right.
What's it look like?
Absolutely.
Guess we'll find out on the next episode. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. That's cool. All right, cool. And I think that's it for our episode. Yeah.
Until the next one.
I think we got it. Yeah. Sweet. Well, we decided to keep this thing going. I know last time we said that there might be another episode. There might not. Well, let's continue to keep this thing going. Sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Having a good time.
Every 2 weeks.
If you guys have topics you want us to talk about, comment.
Yes.
Let's do it.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. And then, of course, follow us on socials. My Instagram is @Tamry01.
My Instagram's @ListWith3.
And don't forget to follow our Instagram and our TikTok @HoldYourSportsBras. Got some good stuff coming out soon.
Sure do.
Hey. And we out. That's Hold Your Sports Bras podcast.
Hold your sports bras.
Second episode. Don't forget to hold your sports bras.